Waiting for the train, are you? Did I startle you? My apologies, such was not my intention. It pains me to inform you of this, but the last train came hours ago. The train schedule on the wall has not been correct in years. You must be terribly cold. My estate is just over the hill, and I'd just gotten a fire going moments before my departure. Why don't you come in and allow yourself to warm up? Why am I out in this snowstorm? An excellent question. On nights like tonight, I find myself confronted with an urge to go out in search of those who may be stranded, those who may be in need of my hospitality, those like yourself. I had a feeling I may find one such as you out here in this bitter weather. Sensed it, I suppose you could say. The cold never much bothered me. I much prefer walking at night over the day, find the air to be calming, though there isn't much calming about air as bitingly frigid as tonight. You shouldn't lie. I hate to say, but you're not very good at it. I can see right through you. Even underneath that heavy jacket, your body is positively trembling. Come now, my dear. I cannot bear to allow a flower such as yourself to freeze to death out here. Or worse. If you haven't heard the people of this town whisper of a monster which roams these hills at night. Though I'm most certain it's nothing but legend. In any case, I'm sure I'm better company. You have nothing to fear from me. I don't bite, and if I do, I'll try to be gentle. Just a jape, my dear. Now come, I'm sure my home is sufficiently warm by now. You must be freezing, my dear. Here, allow me to get this jacket off of you. There. Please, go have a seat by the fire. Anywhere is fine, just make yourself comfortable. I will ensure that this lovely jacket of yours gets properly hung. May I get you something to drink, my dear? Oh, my apologies. I frightened you again, didn't I? I find I have a habit of doing that. Please, my dear, you are my guest. Allow me to show you a bare minimum of hospitality. It isn't often I get visitors as lovely as yourself. I have a selection of teas, various blends of coffee, several juices, or, if you'd allow me to fetch you something a bit stronger, I have a rather large assortment of wines. Several vintages I would be delighted for you to try. I can even make it mulled if it's a warm drink you desire. Hot cocoa? Yes, I believe I should have somewhere around here. Relax by the fire a moment while I prepare your drink. I will return post-haste. It's quite hot, so I would advise letting it cool a moment before you indulge. You may continue with your reading. I apologize for the interruption. I'll set your drink here while it... Oh? My dear, was that a shiver? Are you quite all right? You didn't get frostbitten while out in that bitter cold, did you? Even so, it certainly cannot hurt to check. It could be dangerous if not promptly treated. If you'll allow me, may I see your hands, my dear? Very good. Palms look normal. Backs of both hands look all right. Quite soft. Fingers all look quite good. I'm not seeing any signs of discoloration. Your nails are so perfect. Do you notice any numbness when I press here? No? What about over here? Good, good. And here? Splendid. Your hands seem quite fine. A bit pale, but no sign of... My gloves. They're silk. Do you fancy them? You see, my touch tends to run quite cold, so for the purpose of this examination, I think it would be best if I kept them on. I would not want to discomfort you. Now then, while your hands may have been mostly protected from that dreadful weather, it seems everything above the shoulders was not. All prime places for frostbite. I must say you should be a bit more careful, my dear. One with such lovely features as yourself should be wearing no less than a hat and scarf in temperatures such as these. For the time being, however, may I continue my inspection? I'd like to be as thorough as possible if you don't mind me getting a bit close. Excellent. I shall start with the ears. The ears are essential to keep covered, my dear, either by a warm hat or preferably earmuffs. So easily are they frostbitten, especially with ears as cute as these. They're almost like those of a doll. But this ear looks quite fine. Still a bit cold, I can tell, but beginning to warm up. Now for this ear. As was the last one, it looks quite healthy. So delicate. Not seeing any signs of frostbite, though it does appear to be getting a bit red. However, it seems natural. I will inspect your face now. If you could turn your head to face me. Very good. You follow my instructions quite well. Your features are quite distinguished, so soft at first glance, and yet they possess a sharp intensity that's irresistible. Your jawline and chin are so defined, yet gentle, giving way to lips that convey an allure of innocence, with cheeks befitting a doll to complement them, all offset by eyes that shine with a ferocity bold and untamable. And your neck. My apologies, I got ahead of myself. It seems you captivated me, my dear, and I'm afraid my examination got away from me. Resuming my inspection. Your cheeks are quite soft and don't show any sign of swelling, although they are rather red, a bit warm to the touch, too. Nose, similarly, seems healthy, though is a bright shade of scarlet. My, your whole face is flushed. Are you sure you're all right, my dear? The cold has not gotten to you, has it? Ah, I see. No, you need not explain yourself. I understand. This is my fault, is it not? I apologize if I have overwhelmed you, my dear. I will move on with my examination to the final area that was exposed to the frigid winter air. The neck. Quite a beautiful neck, I must say. truly one of your finest features, which is saying quite a lot. Not many appreciate the neck, however, I find it has a unique allure to it. The neck is the most vulnerable part of the body, providing vital blood to the brain, protected by very little more than delicate skin. It's no wonder that exposing to one your neck can be an unconscious sign of trust, or a sign of submission. My, did I make you blush again? Your face is so hot, and yet you're trembling as if you're cold. Are you that affected by my touch? I suppose it's simply natural to react in such a way. Your neck is filled with such sensitive nerve endings. You know, with such a fine, delicate neck, I must encourage you to cover it with a scarf, though I understand why you wouldn't. You're teasing me. Oh, my apologies, my dear. It seems your book has fallen from your lap. Oh? Selected Poems of Paul Verlaine. A fan of his, are you? I see. You have exquisite taste in literature. I am particularly fond of his inspiration, Charles Baudelaire. Some of his work happens to rank amongst my personal favorites. Seeing as how you're an appreciator of poetry, would you allow for me to read you some? Excellent. Allow me just a moment to find the right book. Let's see here. Should be in the poetry section, and then A, B, Matsuo Basho, David Bates, Yono Spazzani. Ah, here it is. The Poems and Prose Poems of Charles Baudelaire. This is my favorite collection of his works. Make yourself comfortable, my dear, while I find a poem. Ah, here's one that you may appreciate. The Dance of Death. Carrying bouquet and handkerchief and gloves, proud of her height as when she lived, she moves with all the careless and high-stepping grace and the extravagant courtesan's thin face. Was slimmer waist e'er in a ballroom wooed? Her floating robe in royal amplitude falls in deep folds around a dry foot shod, with a bright, flower-like shoe that gems the sod. The swarms that hum about her collarbones, as the less vicious streams caress the stones, conceal from every scornful jest that flies her gloomy beauty and her fathomless eyes. A maid of shade and void with flowery sprays, her skull is wreathed artistically and sways, feeble and weak on her frail vertebrae. O charm of nothing decked in folly they, who laugh and name you a caricature, they see not, they whom flesh and blood allure, the nameless grace of every tall bleached bare bone, that is most dear to me, tall skeleton. Come you to trouble with your potent sneer the feast of life, or are you driven here to pleasure's Sabbath by dead lusts that stir, and goad your moving corpse on with a spur? Or do you hope, when sing the violins, and the pale candle flame lights up our sins, to drive some mocking nightmare far apart, and cool the flame hell lighted in your heart? Fathomless well of fault and foolishness, eternal alembic of antique distress, still o'er the curved white tendrils of your sides the sateless, wandering serpent curls and glides. And truth to tell, I fear lest you should find Among us here, no lover to your mind. Which of these hearts beat for the smile you gave? The charms of horror please none but the brave. Your eyes' black gulf where awful broodings stir brings giddiness. The prudent reveler sees while a horror grips him from beneath. The eternal smile of 32 white teeth. For he who is not folded in his arms, a skeleton, nor fed on graveyard charms, recks not of fur below or paint or scent, when horror comes the way their beauty went. Oh, irresistible, with fleshless face, say to these dancers in their dazzled race, proud lovers with the paint above your bones, ye shall taste death, musk-scented skeletons. Withered and tenuous, dandies with plump faces, ye varnished cadavers in grey lovelaces, ye go to lands unknown and void of breath, drawn by the rumor of the dance of death. From Sine's cold quays to Ganges' burning stream, the mortal troops dance onward in a dream. They do not see within the open sky the angel's sinister trumpet raised on high. In every clime and under every sun, death laughs at ye, mad mortals, as ye run, and oft perfumes herself with myrrh like ye, and mingles with your madness irony. Poetry is beautiful, is it not? Not nearly as beautiful as you, my dear. Oh, I assure you, I'm quite serious. How couldn't I be? You're perfect, my dear. Perfect skin, perfect face, perfect body. The only thing more perfect about you than your appearance is your scent. I know it seemed as though I stumbled upon you at that train station purely by fate, but the truth is, I was drawn there. Your scent is irresistible to me. Perfume? Well, your perfume is quite pleasant. That alluring aroma that drew me to you is your natural scent. It's a scent that I've been tracking for some time. You've been in town, let's see, how many days has it been now? Even for one who's been around as long as myself, that's an awfully long time to wait. When was that, my dear? Leave. But my dear, you can hear how terribly the wind is howling outside, can you not? I'm afraid this blizzard won't let up for the rest of the night at least. I can't have you wandering back out into the darkness. Not when you're finally mine. What's the matter, my dear? You look quite frightened. Almost as if you've seen a monster. You're not very good at hiding your fear. Your once flushed face has gone pale. You're trembling even worse than before. And those sharp eyes of yours seem to be avoiding me. I love the look on your face. Fear is such a primal emotion. So raw, so powerful, so delicious. But there's something else there, is there not? A hesitancy. Be it slight, perhaps a willingness. You're not entirely opposed to the idea, are you, my dear? something about the idea of being mine, being enjoyed by me. It compels you, does it not? That gaze of yours is still avoiding me, almost as if you're trying to will yourself not to fall deeper into my spell. Why don't you stop resisting it, my dear? I can hardly resist anymore myself. While it may not be fate that allowed me to find you, I still think that you are fated to be here. A hunter was destined to catch his prey. I know I was meant to have you, and you know you are meant to be mine. Give in to me, my dear. Let me have you. Relax. Stay the night. Stay